What if I told you the popular game Assassin's Creed isn't just a fantasy, like countless other games on the market? What if there was a real order of assassins that inspired the game developers? Welcome to the Eastern March, where we explore the unique aspects of Eastern history in depth. Hit full screen and let's dive deep. To truly understand this order of assassins, it's crucial we spend a good part of this video, I'd say at least 20 to 30%, exploring the life and legacy of its founder, Hasan Sabbah, born in the Persian city of Qom, a city that is holy to the Shia sect of Islam. Currently, around 20 million pilgrims visit yearly, from within Iran and from surrounding countries. In this city there's a shrine for Fatima bint Musa. She was the sister of Imam Ali ibn Musa, who was the 8th Imam in Shia teachings. You see, Hasan as a youth had a thirst for knowledge, and it was insatiable. He delved into religious texts of Islam and intricate philosophies of the Greeks and the mysteries laid out by astronomers. It wasn't too long before the walls of Qom could no longer contain his curiosity, so he went searching, driven by a deep yearning to understand the diverse interpretations of faith and governance. Hasan set out on a long journey that would take him across the great Islamic empire at the time. His travels led him to Baghdad, the heart of scientific and cultural exchange during its golden age. Baghdad during its golden age was something never seen before. Windmills were invented, astroblades for navigation were invented, fountain pens were invented, water clocks were invented, algebra, yes, you heard it right, algebra was actually invented by Al-Khwarizmi in Baghdad during the Islamic golden age. Not only that, many different advancements happened that eventually laid the actual groundwork for the Italian Renaissance. Anyways, back to Hasan. In the city's famed libraries and universities, Hasan rubbed shoulders with scholars and jurists. He listened and absorbed debates filled with arguments over different Islamic sects and which to follow and who is right and who is wrong, since in Islam there's quite a bit of madhabs, which basically means school of thought. Right now there's 4, but some schools of thought actually went extinct. Hasan then found himself traveling across the Islamic empire all the way to Cairo under the rule of the Fatimids at the time. The Fatimids were a dynasty that controlled large parts of North Africa through Egypt to Lebanon. It wasn't the largest Muslim Khilafah, but it was the second largest Shia dynasty after the Safavids. And it's good to mention it was a Shia dynasty, and we don't see that often in Islamic history at all actually. Normally it's just the Sunni empires that you get all the fame. Cairo was radiant with architectural and scholarly investments of the Ismaili Shia Caliphate. It was also a place for him to deepen his knowledge in Islam. Hasan witnessed firsthand the opulence of the Fatimid elite, which massively contrasted the poverty of the Egyptian populace. This disparity between the elites and the peasants eventually planted the seeds of revolutionary thought in Hasan's mind at the time. I know what you're thinking, revolution, Iran, yes. After years of studying and observing the complexities of power, Hasan returned to Persia with an interesting vision. He saw society ripe for change, burdened by corrupt rulers and unjust religious leaders. The stage was set for a new order, one that would operate from the shadows to tilt the scales of power. The year 1090 marked a pivotal turn in Hasan's quest and his life. Hasan seized the fortress of Al-Mut in the mountains of northern Persia. It was an audacious move, executed with such precision and stealth. It was carried out so not a single drop of blood was shed. Al-Mut was to become more than a stronghold. It was the nucleus of a new order that would change Persia forever. From the high walls of Al-Mut, Hasan began the transformation of his followers into an elite group known to the world as the Hashashins or the assassins. There were scholars, warriors, spies united under Hasan's stringent doctrine of absolute secrecy and loyalty. Each member was trained in the arts of disguise, diplomacy, and when necessary, the use of deadly force. Hasan's Hashashins or assassins were more than just mere soldiers. They were a manifestation of his revolutionary ideals. Deployed across the lands from Syria to Egypt, they infiltrated palaces and fortresses. Kings and sultans slept uneasily, knowing that assassins could strike at the heart of power. This is why it was very difficult to take out the assassins. It's because they operated from the shadows and didn't have a large or massive army. They preferred to carry out assassinations using daggers. They would even use arrows at times with poisonous tips, which is interesting. They were such a serious force because they weren't centralized force, as I said before. In terms of territory, you couldn't just invade them. They assassinated so many leaders. They even took out some caliphs of some massive empires. For example, the Fatimid Caliph Abu Ali al-Mansur and two Abbasid caliphs, Abu Mansur al-Fadil and his son Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. His son only lasted 1 year before the assassins got to him. Even the mighty Salahuddin that had protected Jerusalem from the Crusaders had the assassins come after him twice. They were so close to getting him too, but they didn't get to him, thankfully. And it was said that it was his bodyguards actually, which is super interesting because to become Salahuddin's bodyguard, you definitely need to get vetted, right? The whole order, however, fell apart. Just like most Islamic empires at the time, when the Mongols came about, they destroyed everything in their wake. And they didn't stop there, they even went all the way to Turkey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the assassins and Hassan Sabbah. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure to comment your thoughts on this video.